Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are back once again for yet another live session. It is the last session of today that's taking place today. And for now, there is going to be a focus on one of the specialized masters of ESC Clermont Business School. So this is Mohamed El Zayadi once again from ESC Clermont. And today we will be discussing about the MSc in Purchasing and Supply Chain Management. And I'm pleased to have Pierre with me today. Hello, Pierre.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So could you please present yourself to the public, Pierre?
Yes, so I am Pierre Alsac, and I am consultant and trainer and a professor associate at ESC Clermont, and I am specialized in supply chain management and purchasing.
Thank you so much. Nice to be here with you. So I propose that we, within a few seconds, so to move to the pitch of the program. So if you could pitch the program within 1 minute, Pierre.
So the objective of the program is to train professionals in purchasing and supply chain management. Why? Because in a globalized and competitive world, purchasing and supply chain management are strategic key assets to develop the performance of companies. And there are many job opportunities in this area. So the objective is for students to acquire the concepts, the methods, the tools to become professionals in these domains. At this moment, the current crisis underlines even more the strategic, vital character of purchasing and procurement. And supply chain are proving themselves to be the backbone of our economy. And after post-COVID-19 crisis, it will create some opportunities to modify, to readapt supply chains, like risk management, like sourcing policies, relocation of productions in some cases, safety stock policies, green logistics. So there are a lot of opportunities. So now I will answer your questions.
Okay, so now we are going to move directly to the questions that were asked already by our followers. For the people who are following us now, please go ahead and ask us your questions during this live session, and we will be extremely happy to address them. You can answer your questions through the comments section on Facebook or on YouTube, where the video is currently being diffused. So, Pierre, the first question that we have received from Kathy, does this program prepare for any sort of certifications?
Yes, this program prepared to the APIX certification. APIX is a worldwide global association for supply chain management. And this association delivers some certifications in supply chain management. And following this program, the students will be able to apply to the certification exam. And this certification is worldwide recognized in the supply chain area.
Okay, so it's called APIX.
So that's the name of the association is APIX.
Okay.
APIX, or Association for Supply Chain Management, also called. But people they know in these professions, people they know what is APIX.
Okay, people who are very much interested,
Yes.
let's say in this domain, they're already familiar with this kind of certification. It's the same thing with the MSc in Corporate Finance that we have seen earlier, where people should already be aware of the CFA. So this certification one is like focused on finance. Now we are speaking about one of the most reputable and recognized certifications related to supply chain. Okay, and Sandy is asking, what does this represent in terms of an added value to graduates? When the graduates, for example, they have this certification, does it improve their career path? What kind of added value is there?
They can put this certification on their resume, and that's added value because it's recognized worldwide by companies. So people working in the supply chain area, in supply chain functions, like in production planning, in inventory management, demand management, supply chain design, they know about what is APIX, in fact. And when you have this certification, you will be recognized as a professional. It's an insurance, in fact.
Yeah, so besides having the master degree where you get to learn about the tools, methodology, and all of those things, there is a higher level of certification that you are recognized as an expert in this field itself, as a
Exactly.
professional and expert in this field.
Exactly.
Okay, that takes us to another question that was asked by Tom. What are the career prospects that this program prepares for? So upon completing the course, what should the candidates expect for the jobs later?
For their jobs later, the targeted functions, professions are diversified, in fact. Students can specialize later either in purchasing or in supply chain management. So there is no obligation for purchasing or supply chain management. You can do both. So you can become a buyer, a sourcing manager, indeed a supply chain manager, a production planner, a flow driver, a demand manager, supply manager. So there are really many functions. And at this moment, what I mentioned in the pitch, due to the COVID-19 crisis, in fact, it may create some opportunities, some new opportunities in purchasing and in supply chain management.
And how would that happen? Is it because, for example, there will be a need to change the way that we are distributing goods or producing? How would the crisis affect the supply chain?
You see in the news that we have heard a lot about supply chain management, about inventory. There were some shortages in inventory,
Of course, yeah.
some products, not only medical products, but like medical masks, indeed, but also in for toilet paper, for pasta and other items.
Absolutely. I remember going to the supermarket sometimes, and there is a problem when it comes to certain items.
Some items were missing.
Yeah.
So at this stage, you see what that is very important. Supply chain is really very important in our current life. And due to this crisis, we have realized that again, maybe more than before. We have heard about that also, that in our day-to-day life, we are facing supply chain issues sometimes. And so the opportunities, what will be the opportunities? Companies will certainly reconsider their sourcing policies. So in some cases, some companies, they had only one supplier in one location. Maybe in the future, they will reconsider that to have different suppliers in different locations. Maybe some productions may be relocated in some countries. Also about inventory, and before the crisis, the main objective was zero stock, zero inventory. Maybe after that, you have to think about safety stock, and you have to make some choices. You need to have some visibility on your supply chains, on global supply chains, and also a very important point about green logistics and sustainability.
Of course, yeah.
Part of the crisis show also the importance of sustainability. So there are many challenges, and people in purchasing and in supply chain, they can contribute to these challenges.
Of course, so there is definitely going to be new models, new ways of functioning, reflecting directly on supply chain. And it's true that all the examples that you said, all of us in our personal life, we sensed it during this crisis when you are hearing a lot, not just about medical equipment, like you said, so masks and all of those things, but also in basic goods that are needed for the sustainability of basic needs for everyone. Okay, and we have moving on to another question that was asked by Jill. Does the university have any agreement with some companies in order to do our internship?
We have some strong links and some partnership with some companies. Like indeed, we have Michelin Group located with the head office located in Clermont-Ferrand. We have also strong links with Limagrin, that is a company, an agricultural, industrial agricultural company producing seeds, for example. We have also a link with a pharmaceutical company. So we have different links with company, and there are really some opportunities for internship in purchasing and in supply chain areas.
Okay, so there are many companies that are involved directly and heavily in the program, and that of course reflects later on the internship. We have seen it with the various programs that are offered by the school. The more there is an involvement from the companies, the easier it is later for the students to carry out their internship and to find a job.
And I will add that the companies, some companies are associated with this program, and you have people from these companies coming to present their experience and to share their experiences with their professional experiences with students.
Yeah, that's very relevant, and it's something that is usually very much appreciated and looked upon when it comes to the MSc courses, that we have two kind of teachers, right, or lecturers. We have the full-time PhD holders or full-time teachers of ESC Clermont itself, but there is a big portion of professionals who are coming from the industry, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we have these people. We have, for example, the chief procurement officer of Michelin. This person is purchasing for 13 billion euros, and she comes to this course to make a presentation. But we have people from various companies, from various professions, at different levels of responsibility, and they come to share their experiences.
And in terms of the profile that we're looking for, there is a question from Joe asking, what is the typical profile that you are seeking to recruit for this program?
I don't know if there is a typical profile.
Like, for example, are students required to come from a business background, or let's say someone who has an engineering background, they can still join this course?
No, we have, in fact, we have different profiles. We have people, students coming from business schools, indeed. We also have some students that are engineers also. And it could be also people, professionals with some experience. So you can come with different backgrounds. Then what you need to be, in order to specialize in purchasing and supply chain management, you need to develop openness, curiosity, certainly some analytical skills also, global view.
Yeah, that's another added advantage also, because you have a mix of different groups, people with long or extensive experience, and people who are working in different industries and who are even coming from different backgrounds.
Exactly.
Okay, great. And in terms of the course content, do the students, do they do any projects? Do they carry out several things that are focused much more on the professional side during this course?
During this course, the students will work as you have some teams of students with, for example, 4 students together, and the students will create and develop a sourcing case. So we can give a product for imagine a product, an item, and the project for the students will be to find a sourcing area, a country, a location where to source this item, and they will develop the entire sourcing case. And so they will imagine what is the best location to source this item, and they will value also this sourcing case. So it's an occasion, it's an opportunity to practice the technical tools they will learn during the course.
Okay, and I see. So
at the end, so they build a folder. They will build a folder. They will realize a folder with this sourcing case, and they will also at the end make an oral presentation of their sourcing case, to defend their sourcing case. As if they were in a company, they will present and defend their sourcing case.
Okay, I see. And we remind our followers also that there are 3 semesters of the course. So the first 2 semesters are the academic semesters where you will be working, so where you will be obtaining the knowledge and working on this sourcing case. And then during the final semesters, the third semester, there is the internship. And we already talked so about the partnerships with the companies, the help that is provided by the school in order to be able so to do your internship inside those companies and then bring really all the knowledge that you have learned into practice and make a difference in your position inside the company. And something else that was asked so by Tim, what are the main strength points of this program? Pierre, if you could just provide a summary of the strength points. So you already mentioned certifications. What are the main highlights of the program?
Certainly certification. You learn some standards, some international recognized standards, clearly. The strengths will be also the professors coming from various companies and testimonies of various companies. A mix of academic learning and practical learnings. So yeah, there will be some practical exercises also. The mix of students is a strength also. And the fact that with this program, you have both purchasing and supply chain management. And both are linked. That's not only purchasing, that's not only supply chain management, that's both. And that's really also a strength.
Okay, great. We have received 2 more questions also from Jill, but they are not directly, let's say, related to the program. So I'll quickly go through them. So is there any recommendation, regarding accommodation? So regarding accommodation, I'll take the word to respond for that. Jill, we do have lots of agreements with private student residences that are located around the campus. And also, we have a partnership with a company called Noversia that will help you find accommodation as well. So that's absolutely not something that is complicated. So we will cover heavily this topic of accommodation tomorrow at 1 p.m. during the conference or the webinar that is focusing so on student life in France. Second thing, it's saying, so also from Jill, what would happen if I don't receive my visa before the program starts due to the embassy closure? So our business school is engaged to allow students to start the program initially online if there are still travel restrictions that are there. We are, of course, obliged to be flexible and to adapt according to the actual context. So there would be no issue in this regard, Jill. For the moment, we have instructions from the French ministry that we would be able to welcome students without any issue in September or October. We remind that this course starts on the 1st of October. So yeah, for now, the information that we are receiving is really positive, but we would like to assure you that we are prepared in any case. So I think those are all the questions that we had received. So I'd like to ask Pierre if you would like to make a conclusion to end this discussion. It could be, for example, a recommendation to future students joining us or some other area that we might have not seen together, for example.
So to conclude, I would say that supply chain and procurement is everyone's business today, and we have very exciting challenges. So we will really welcome you to this program. So thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us today, Pierre, and for all the insights that you have given into the program and the different details that we have discussed together. We would like to remind our followers that applications are still open until the end of July, so the 31st of July. and you can still submit the applications through our application portal, which is the link which is you can see on the screen. And if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us by email. My email is over there. And yeah, we were very pleased to be here with you today. There's only one question that I'd like to address before bringing the discussion to an end. I'd like to address this question to Pierre. So Ally is asking, do you cover lean or agile topics that are related to the inventory and stock management in your program?
Answer is yes. Yes, lean manufacturing is part of the program. Indeed, yes.
Okay, perfect. In all cases, you can also contact us if there are any further questions that are coming up related to the MSc in purchasing and supply chain management. So I think, yeah, that's the end of this session. So I'd like to thank Pierre very much for being here with me today, and we would like to thank everyone for their attention through the different series that were organized today itself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohamed.